Jacob.
Off of turn number 4, the 77 of Dean Ray, the 65X of Bud Wilson. They're going to battle side by side into turn number 1. It's going to be important for the 65X of Bud Wilson to get out front, because if the 77 gets there, this one might be over early.
As they are nose to tail as they go into turn number 3. Here comes Wilson, going to be looking on the inside. He will dive low as that Mopar's on the outside. Ray high, Wilson low. We've got a battle on our hands as we head into turn number 1.
The 77 of Bud Wilson, the 77 of Dean Ray, he's got company from the 65X of Bud Wilson. This is one of the biggest challenges we've seen to the 77 of Dean Ray all year. The 77 of Ray, he has had them covered this year. As we've got one around in turn number 1. That is the 71 of Lewis Lynch.
Go stick in his hand. The lights are out.
Off of turn number 4, the 77 of Dean Ray. He is out front, and a great restart from him. He's going to lead the 65X of Bud Wilson and the 55T of Calvin Teal by about a couple car lengths off of turn number 2.
Look like a rocket coming off turn number 2. He will now extend that lead to about 6 car lengths, but here comes Bud Wilson back to the front. Wilson going to try that high line, close in on the back of Ray as we come down the front straightaway. 5 car lengths separates them as we head into 1.
77 of Dean Ray, he still has not been able to pull away that much from the 65X of Bud Wilson. As back for third, the 19 of Jay Barnes. He's to the inside of the 55T of Calvin Teal.
Racing action all the way through the field as we got them going 2 and 3 wide back at the back of the pack. Gene Stiegel on the inside. How about that car number 71 of Lewis Lynch? Good run for him as we are battling tooth and nail down the back straightaway with Dean Ray out front.
The 77 of Dean Ray, he's found the handling on that car, and he has started to pull away from everyone else in the USRA stock car feature. That has been a common theme at I-35 Speedway this year. As Rick mentioned earlier, only a couple guys, Brett Heater, Jason Estes, now the 65X of Bud Wilson. But throughout the year, the dominator here at I-35 Speedway has been the 77 of Dean Ray.
Consistency, endurance, and a fast race car. Each and every week he comes here. That Mopar shocker chassis working good for him as he heads through turn number 1 off of 2. Dean Ray having everything his way down the back straightaway.
The 65X of Bud Wilson, he seems to have found a little something underneath that 65X as he has now started to close the gap back up to the 77 of Dean Ray as the G23 of Greg Gilbert. He is around over in turn number 2.
Unable to roll away under his own power. That will bring the yellow flag out on the racetrack again. This will bunch the field. One of the masters of restarts is Dean Ray, so he will be able to do the Delaware double file restart one more time, starting out.
It's about the middle of turns 3 and 4, and he's going to get a great restart on the rest of the field. Give him about 5 car lengths into turn number 1.
As the 77 of Ray still going to lead them. Here comes Calvin Teal on the outside of the 65X. Teal giving it a good run tonight. Thunderbird on the outside. Chevy on the inside with Mopar out front showing the way.
The 55T of Calvin Teal, the 65X of Bud Wilson. They're going to battle side by side. A little bit of a push off the corner or 3 wide contact further back in the field. The 55T kind of pinballing down the front straightaway. He's going to go from second all the way to 5th is the 65X of Bud Wilson. He's in second. Now the 71 of Lewis Lynch. He's mounting a charge. He's up to 3rd.
Nothing but a plastic wheel cover laid here on the front straightaway. It looks like green will stay out on the Speedway. Speedway, as you see it getting knocked around, pushed down on the racetrack, no problem for that.
As off of turn number 2, now the 71 of Lewis Lynch. He's going to look to make a move on the 65X of Bud Wilson. Wilson slides up the racetrack. That'll open up the door, but the high side momentum will keep Wilson in that second position as the 77 of Dean Ray still has about 8 car lengths into turn number 1.
Lewis Lynch seemed to have that car set up for the later stages of the race as he is now making his charge to the front as he will fall into that 3rd spot as we got one around. Gene Stiegel around. He will get that car out of harm's way and stay out on the racetrack.
The S20 of Stiegel will pull that car to the infield as now the 19 of Jay Barnes. He goes into turn number 4. He'll keep that car headed in the right direction as the S20 parks that in the infield. That'll be the end of the night for the for Gene Stiegel is now the 71 of Lewis Lynch. He continues to try to find a way around the 65X of Bud Wilson.
Lewis Lynch, someone or something has lit a fire under him as he has got that car moving in front as he now battles for that second position as he and Bud Wilson going at it. Here comes he will take over that second spot down the back straightaway. Set his sights on the 77 array.
He's going to get Lynch will get a little bit of a bump from the 65X of Bud Wilson. Out front, it's still the 77 of Dean Ray by about 8 car lengths. Second is the 71 of Lynch. Third, the 65X of Wilson. Fourth, the 55T of Calvin Teal. Rounding out your top 5 is the 19 of Jay Barnes.
Still great racing up front. It's the 77 of Dean Ray going to lead them as we come down the front straightaway. 2 laps to go. This time by is Ray in that Mopar shocker chassis getting it done here tonight. 77 again. Good move by Lewis Lynch as he will settle into that second spot. Bud Wilson third.
This time down the back straightaway, the 71 of Lewis Lynch. He seems to be a little bit faster than the 77 of Dean Ray, but with the white flag out on the speedway, doesn't have enough time to get there. It's down to about 4 car lengths into turn number 1.
As we come off turn number 2, down the back straightaway, Dean Ray got a clear racetrack ahead of him, but he's got company as that 71 of Lee's trying to run him down. Here comes Ray, sets it high, comes off about the middle of the track, down the front straightaway. He will pick up that feature win, checker flag in hand for the 77 of Dean Ray. Second place, driving car number 71 is Lewis Lynch. Third place, 65X of Bud Wilson. Then comes car number 55T of Calvin Teal. Then comes the 19 of Jay Barnes.
Dean will make his way over here. You started out front. You had an early challenge from the 65X of Bud Wilson, but then you were able to find your line, get out front, and stay there and win another feature here at I-35 Speedway.
Yeah, old Bud's a pretty tough customer, I'll tell you. The track was pretty slick, kind of a little treacherous, sometimes slow down and go faster type deal.
Yeah, you've been here a lot in Victory Lane at I-35 Speedway this year. Does every win mean the same, or do some win more, or kind of after so many wins, you know, what's the feeling like to be in Victory Lane again?
It doesn't get old. Not at all.
Anybody you'd like to thank on your car that helped you get the win tonight?
Got Frontier Auto and Truck, Clear Creek Farms, Darrendale Farms, Ray's Bait and Tackle. I've got Sugar Creek Farms and Insurance. They're here tonight, I think. Appreciate all their help. Rosemary Hill Tree Farm, Fast Lane Engines, and Shocker Chassis.
Well, race fans, let's give a big congratulations to your USRA Stock Car feature winner here tonight at I-35 Speedway, the 77 of Dean Ray. I-35 Speedway.
Randy Ainsworth going to take that early lead as he will drive that car hard into turn number 1. We got them 2 by 2 by 3 as we go down the back straightaway. Richards will take over that second spot, and here comes Gay as he will run into that third spot.
The 57 of Randy Ainsworth. He's going to slip up a little bit in the middle of turns 3 and 4. It's not going to matter. Lap number 1 goes to the 57 of Randy Ainsworth.
Sheldon's floor covering Wabash Barbecue. We have got a battle with some of the best in the business as they go at it up front. Ainsworth out front, Richards in second. Here comes Gay and the 1 of Kaplan all doing battle.
The 57 of Randy Ainsworth is out front. The 17J of Jake Richards. He tries to make a move as the 1 of Austin Kaplan looks to the inside of the 29 of Jace Gay. Issues into onto the entry of turn number 1. Contact between the 1 of Austin Kaplan and the 29 of Jace Gay.
Kaplan dives back on the inside of Gay. They are side by side as they go through turn number 3. Coming off turn number 4. Looks like Gay will have the advantage on the high side. Kaplan not going away. Great racing action throughout the field.
17J of Jake Richards. He's now to the outside of the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. Then a great run off the corner. He will clear the 57. Your new leader is the 17J of Jake Richards.
Jake Richards made that high side work to his advantage as he now has a 3 or 4 car length lead coming down the front straightaway. Check it out, the 17J of Jake Richards.
And the 29 of Jace Gay. He is off the pace down the front straightaway, and that is a tough break for the 29 of Gay. Great run in his heat race. He's really slow over in turn number 2.
As coming down across the racetrack, hoping everybody can miss him. Everybody takes evasive action as he gets that car into the infield. Tough break for Gay as he had a great run going here tonight. Up front, driving that 17J is Jake Richards. Got it out front. TNT sponsor on the side of that race car.
The 17J of Jake Richards. He chooses to go in the middle of turns 3 and 4, and a great restart for him is the one of Austin Kaplan. He will follow him. He'll get around the 57 of Ainsworth, as here comes the 22W of Bud Wilson. They're going to try 3 wide off at turn number 2.
They're not going to try it. They're going 3 wide as they go down the back straightaway, as Wilson will try to take over that 4th spot. He has got that high line working. He knows his way around this racetrack. He is up to that 4th spot looking for more. Here comes Noel back, but it looks like Wilson did have that 4th spot as they went by the line.
As the 17J of Jake Richards, he's showing why he's 4th in national points. He is starting to pull away from the rest of the field. He's got about 5 car lengths between himself and 2nd place runner, the one of Austin Kaplan.
He has adapted to this racetrack very well tonight. Jake Richards, no stranger to victory lane here at I-35 Speedway, as he has a 17J car out front as they go down the back straightaway. Again, Kaplan is in that 2nd spot, Ainsworth 3rd, and the battle is for that 4th and 5th position as Ed Knoll and the 22W Bud Wilson battle it out.
Behind him, the 16 of Blake Pierce. He is your big mover early on this one. He's had to come from a last row starting position all the way up to 6th, but back out front, the 17J of Jake Richards continues to pull away from the rest of your USRA B modifieds.
Kaplan starting to mount a little bit of a charge, but not able to make much forward progress as the 17J Protect Roofing on the side of that race car. That is Jake Richards out front in 17J.
The one of Austin Kaplan runs 2nd, the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. He runs 3rd, the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's now in 4th, as the battle is for 5th, as the 16 of Blake Pierce looks to the inside of the 22W of Bud Wilson. They are going to continue to battle side by side off of turn number 4.
As we got one around coming into the infield, that is Garrett Hill in car number 10H. He will bring it back out on the racetrack. As also, Jared Hilliard having problems with that 94 car, but his green flag will stay out on the Speedway.
The one of Austin Kaplan, as we have a yellow flag out on the Speedway, is over in turn number 1. The 38 of Gary McGinnis has gone around, and that will bring out the 2nd yellow flag of the USRA B modified feature.
9 laps in the books, race fans, 9 down. 6 to go.
Into turn number 3. Off of turn number 4, the 17J of Jake Richards leads the field back to green. Another good restart for the one of Austin Kaplan. This time an issue for the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. He's now going to drop back to 4th as the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's going to try to get around him for 3rd.
Here comes Ainsworth, uses that high line momentum. He got that car working to perfection as he will take back over that 3rd spot as we come down the front straightaway. Great racing action as Jake Richards showing the way.
The 22W of Bud Wilson and the 14 of Cameron Grindstaff. They're battling now for that 5th place position. Give it to Grindstaff off the corner, but back comes the 22W of Bud Wilson. They continue to battle into turn number 3.
Again, Kaplan not going to go away, race fans, as he is right there in that 2nd position as he tries to gain on Jake Richards, but Richards very cool under pressure as that 17J out front, making it work as he goes down the back straightaway.
The 17J of Richards, he's now got about 8 car lengths on the one of Austin Kaplan. The battle is now for 3rd, the 15 of Ed Knoll. He's going to work himself around the 57 of Randy Ainsworth as the 14 of Cameron Grindstaff. He now finds himself in that 5th position, move the 22W of Bud Wilson back to 6th.
Cameron Grindstaff, he is making that 14 car work as he is bringing to the front with 2 laps to go this time by. 2 more laps for your leaders. He goes by the flag stand this time.
The 17J of Jake Richards, he's out front. The one of Austin Kaplan runs 2nd, the 15 of Ed Knoll. He finds himself in 3rd as the battle is for 4th. The 14 of Cameron Grindstaff now looks to the outside of the 57 of Randy Ainsworth. The 22W of Bud Wilson, he's there as well, as now the white flag will fly for the 17J of Jake Richards.
As they go through turn number 1, coming off turn number 2, Richards still going to lead them. It looks like he has got a clear racetrack ahead of him as the laps are over.
The 17J of Jake Richards, he's going to have one more challenge from the one of Austin Kaplan. Kaplan is too far back, as off of turn number 4, the 17J proves why he's such a powerhouse in B modifieds this year, and he will win the USRA B modified feature. 2nd will go to the one of Austin Kaplan, 3rd to the 15 of Ed Knoll, 4th will go to the 57 of Randy Ainsworth, and rounding out your top 5 is the 14 of Cameron Grindstaff.
Jake, it seems we do this every once in a while in victory lane. Congratulations on a great race, using that high line to perfection, taking over the lead, never looking back. Nice job.
Yeah, I actually called my buddy Mike Tanner up in Boone and said, hey, I'm going to I-35 and I ain't been no good there. What should I do? He told me a few things, and it worked. But we came here one night for one reason, and that was because of Bob Libby. He was a real good friend of mine. I wanted to win this for him, and that's why I was here. So
I tell you what, we also received some money from a driver, and he did not want us to reveal his name, but next week we will have 2 bicycles here, and he said make sure they're from Bob Libby and Mike Knight. That's another driver stepping up, so I thought that was nice.
yeah, that's awesome. I'm really going to miss Bob. Loved him to death.
Tell you what, Jake, you're setting fourth in the national points. It never hurts to pick up a win against these tough competitors here at I-35 Speedway. Again, nice job.
Thank you very much.
Race fans, another big round of applause dedicating the race to Bob Libby. Let's give him a big round of applause. Jake Richards. The 97 of Houston Johnson.
And the 77 of Kyle Covert.
98 of Austin Johnson as
And
we're getting ready to rock and roll.
Off of turn number 4, it's the 29 of Dennis Elliott that will lead the field to green. They're going to think about 3 wide behind as it's a melee of cars. All sorts of cars over the racetrack. We've got one over the berm. That's the 78 of Derek Hicks. He's going to keep it righted. He's going to go from 6th to last as it's the 29 of Dennis Elliott leading out front.
As we come down the front straightaway, we got a battle shaping up as we're 2 wide. Zach Sanders look on the inside of Billy Hoover as he heads into turn number 1. 69 of Sanders on the move as he will settle into second.
The 29 of Dennis Elliott, he is out front. Battles further back in the pack as they're going to think about 3 wide. The 275 of the Martins, they're going to try to get around the 54 of Buzz Caster, but back out front is still the 29 of Dennis Elliott.
As we go down the back straightaway, Elliott comes off turn number 2. Here comes Sanders trying to close in. Billy Hoover with a good run back. Here comes Clay Hale. Hale will be looking on the inside of Hoover as we go through 3.
The front 2, the 29 of Dennis Elliott, the 69 of Zach Sanders. They have separated themselves from the rest of the field, but throw a blanket over the rest of the field as it's still a battle for third. The 22H of Clay Hale, he's still the inside of the 99J of Billy Hoover. Hale will clear Hoover off of turn number 2.
Another car on the move is that car number 60 as he is bringing it to the front. That is William Gold as he has got that car working and he is making his move to the front of the pack as Sam Florence now looks on the inside of Gold into 1.
The 60 of William Gold, he's going to find himself now in the 4th position as here comes the 42 of Sam Florence. He's also going to clear the 99 J of Billy Hoover, get Florence 5th, but back out front, the 29 of Dennis Elliott, he's now got company from the 69 of Zach Sanders.
As we got 3 cars around, Castor involved down there, 4 cars around as the 175 of Park also involved. Big old melee of cars all piled up in turn 3 and 4.
The 54 of Buzz Caster's involved. The 75M of Scotty Martin, he is involved. The 77 of Kyle Covert, he is also involved. It also looked as though the 175 of Jason Park spun to avoid other cars. 78 of Derek Hicks and the 98 of Austin Johnson both had to make evasive moves to avoid a lot of cars involved in the incident over in turn number 3.
70.
Off of turn number 4, the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He's not going to fool anybody. He's going to go right where he's gone before. But as the 69 of Zach Sanders, he's going to follow him right into turn number 1.
Nice job by Zach Sanders. He is going to be looking on the inside of Dennis Elliott as Elliott will lead into turn number 3. As we come off turn number 4, we got a battle for the lead. Sanders low, Elliott high, racing for the front at the flag stand.
At the line, it's going to go to the 29 of Dennis Elliott, but only by a couple feet. As the 69 of Zach Sanders, he gets a little bit loose. That will get the 29 of Dennis Elliott back out front. Is now the 75 of Gunnar Martin. He's going to look to get by the 60 of William Gold. Through turns 3 and 4, they're going to battle for that 4th place position. Give it to the 75 of Gunnar Martin.
Martin will take over that 4th spot as we go down the back straightaway. Gold will slip back to that 5th spot. Here comes Sam Florence as he will now work on Gold. But up front, Dennis Elliott, car number 29, showing the way. Here comes Sanders to get on the inside, trying to move in on Elliott.
The 22H of Clay Hale, he has not gone anywhere yet. He is still a couple car lengths back as now the 69 of Zach Sanders. He looks to the inside of the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Elliott's going to hang on to the lead as they're going to continue to battle off of turn number 4.
As they come down the front straightaway, Sanders going to be looking on the inside. He is up to the door that time on Dennis Elliott as we head into turn number 1.
The 29 of Dennis Elliott. He's up high. The 69 of Zach Sanders. He's down low, but a good run off the corner for the 29 of Elliott. They're going to be side by side through turns 3 and 4. Off of turn number 4, it's going to be the 29 of Dennis Elliott. He continues to hold off the hard-charging 69 of Zach Sanders.
Clay Hale, let's don't count him out as he is in the mix. The two front runners side by side down the back straightaway. Elliott seems to have that high line momentum as we're halfway through this feature, as we got a car around as the 175 apart down in turn number 1 and 2, bringing the yellow flag out on the racetrack. Again, great racing action up front.
Try to lead the field off of turn number 4. The 69 of Zach Sanders, a good restart right there. It's now the 75 of Gunnar Martin. He's going to look to the inside of the 22H of Clay Hale.
Derek Hicks throwing his name in the mix as he is coming to the front, but let's keep an eye on that battle for the lead. Dennis Elliott up front, Zach Sanders second, Clay Hale third, and Gunnar Martin throw a blanket over him as they come down the front straightaway. Great racing action, USRA Modifieds.
A little bit of issues for the 99 of Billy Hoover off of turn number 4. He's going to keep that car righted. We're going to stay green flag racing at I-35 Speedway. Now there's a little bit of daylight between the 29 of Dennis Elliott and the 69 of Zach Sanders. It's about 2 car lengths, 8 laps to go.
As we go through turn number 1, off of turn number 2, down the back straightaway again, one more time as that 29 of Elliott has that car out front. We are 2 car lengths separating them as we go through turn number 3. Here comes Sanders as Elliott slips up. Sanders is going to try to take a new leader at the line.
The 69 of Zach Sanders. He was waiting for the mistake from the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Elliott made one, and the 69 of Sanders capitalized. Your new leader off of turn number 4 is the 69 of Zach Sanders.
Here he comes to the line, race fans. He now has 3 car lengths on Dennis Elliott. Elliott trying to mount a charge back as he will look on the inside. I don't know. Zach Sanders mighty cool under pressure as he starts to add to that lead. Clay Hale now closing in on the 29 of Elliott as we race toward the checkers with 14 laps, make it 15 this time by.
5 more circuits around I-35 Speedway for the 69 of Zach Sanders. The 29 of Dennis Elliott, he runs second. The 22H of Clay Hale third. The 75 of Gunnar Martin, he's in fourth. The 60 of William Gold, he runs fifth. The 42 of Sam Florence, he's in sixth. As the 97 of Houston Johnson, he's going to pull that car to the infield and call it a night at I-35 Speedway.
As we go through turn number 1, again, Houston Johnson in the infield. His night is done. Down the back straightaway, Zach Sanders pedaling that car. What a job he is doing behind the wheel. 3 weeks removed, 2 weeks or 3 weeks removed from a terrible crash in that race car. He is leading the feature here at I-35 Speedway.
The 60 of William Gold, your 5th place runner at I-35 Speedway. He took the hard right-hand turn off the turn 3 exit. Take that car to the pit area. That'll end the night for the 60 of William Gold.
2 to go, this time by 18 laps down, 2 to go of this 20-lap feature as we go through turn number 1, off of turn number 2. Sanders has everything in control. Here comes Elliott in the second, and how about third place Clay Hale with Gunnar Martin fourth.
Off of turn number 4, the white flag will fly for the 69 of Zach Sanders. The 29 of Dennis Elliott, he's got about 8 car length to make up if he wants another checkered flag here at I-35 Speedway.
As he goes down the back straightaway, race fans look like he is going to not going to have to deal with lap traffic as we come off turn number 4.
The 69 of Zach Sanders. He flipped that car a couple weeks ago. Now it's back in victory lane. The 69 of Sanders picks up your USRA modified feature. Second will go to the 29 of Dennis Elliott. Third to the 22H of Clay Hale. Fourth to the 75 of Gunnar Martin. And rounding out the top 5 will be the 42 of Sam Florence.
Really think it was the orange shoes. I'm not sure what done it. Congratulations. I tell you what, you put this 69 car through the ringer. Y'all guys rebuilt this car completely to get it back out here on the racetrack. That's the way you make a statement in victory lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't say enough about actually just more or less me and Pops. It was a week-long journey of getting this thing back together. But, yeah, what can I say? It still runs good as ever. And just a lot of fun racing out there. It was clean racing, close racing. I was just trying to be smooth, not make any mistakes. But here we are.
I tell you what, and I noticed the rose on the car. That's got to always be good luck for you in memory of Mike Knight. But I'm going to say this, Zach. You held your line to perfection. Dennis Elliott slips one time down here in 3 and 4. You had tried him low. I think you had made up your mind to wait on him to make the mistake, and you would take the advantage.
That's what it was. Like I said, I was just kind of clicking off laps, saving tires. When this place rubbers up like that, that's all you can do is save your stuff for later, and looks like it worked. I mean, like I said, he made that one mistake, and we're right there to Pouncing.
Well, go ahead and name me some sponsors. You don't have all your decals on the car yet, but go ahead and name me some sponsors on this race car that make it possible.
Custom Trucking Equipment, the Burlingtons for what they do for me and the motor stuff, as well as Mike Dotson, Team Timberline, all them guys, and DLS, Prime Racing, Mom, Dad, all the fans that are left, and everyone for coming out.
I tell you what, congratulations. Savor this victory. Excellent job tonight. Zach Sanders in victory lane. How do you say it? A modified was definitely Zach attacked tonight. Race fans, like to invite everybody back next Saturday night where there's always more dirt tracking at its best right here at I-35 Speedway. See you here.